You ever notice how some people are weirdly comfortable being alone? Like, genuinely content, not lonely, not isolating, just fine with their own company in a way that seems almost strange? There's a good chance they're an only child. And here's what nobody tells you. Growing up without siblings doesn't just mean you never had to share a bedroom. It fundamentally shaped how your brain processes relationships, intimacy, and love itself. Picture this. You're 7 years old. You come home from school, and it's just quiet. No siblings fighting over the TV remote. No one barging into your room. No built-in playmate. Just you. So what do? You learn to entertain yourself. You build entire worlds in your imagination. You have conversations with yourself. You become comfortable with silence in a way most people never experience. Child development researchers found that only children spend significantly more time in what's called a solitary play. And this isn't a bad thing. It actually develops something crucial: the ability to self-soothe without external validation. Your brain learned early, I don't need someone else to feel okay. But here's where it gets complicated. Fast forward to adulthood. You're in a relationship, and your partner says something like, "Why do you need so much alone time? Don't you want to spend time with me?" And you're confused, because to you, wanting space doesn't mean you love them less. It just means you need to recharge. Alone. This is the only child paradox. You crave deep connection, but you also need solitude to function. Psychologists call this secure independence. You learned that being alone is safe, even comfortable. So when you're in a relationship, you don't have that anxious need for constant proximity that people with siblings might have. But sometimes, your partner interprets that as distance, as not caring, when really you're just operating from a different baseline. Now let's talk about conflict, because this is where only child psychology gets really interesting. You probably hate fighting. Like, really hate it. Why? Because you never learned how to fight. Kids with siblings? They argue constantly. They learn that conflict doesn't mean the end of a relationship. You fight, you get over it, you move on. But only children? Conflict with a parent felt enormous, high stakes. If you fought with your mom or dad, that was your whole world upset. So you learned to avoid conflict, to keep the peace, to swallow your frustration rather than risk rupturing the relationship. And now, as an adult, you'd rather suffer in silence than have a difficult conversation. You'd rather accommodate than argue. And that can slowly build resentment in relationships. You're conflict avoidant, not because you don't care, but because conflict feels too dangerous. Here's the part only children don't talk about: the pressure of being everything to your parents. You weren't one of 3 kids. You weren't the middle child who could fade into the background. You were it, the only one. Every success was celebrated intensely. Every failure was scrutinized closely. There was nowhere to hide. And that created perfectionism, because you didn't want to disappoint the only people watching you. Now, as an adult, you carry that into relationships. You want to be the perfect partner. You hate letting people down. You overfunction because you learned early. There's no one else to pick up the slack. But here's what's beautiful about only child psychology. You learn to be whole on your own. You don't need a relationship to complete you. You don't need constant attention to feel valued. When you love someone, you choose them. Not because you're afraid to be alone, but because you genuinely want them in your life. You bring a rare gift to relationships: the ability to give someone space without taking it personally, because you know what solitude means. It's not rejection, it's restoration. Here's the truth. Being an only